because I have Joao.
I don't really like caramel. I didn't realize it was this sweet. Oh, we're live.
Yes, sir.
Eating ice cream.
And Jalal.
We love ice cream.
He's trying to eat healthy ice cream. I'm trying to eat the fat ice cream.
I'm
In
eating
case you're
zero
wondering.
sugar ice cream, even though it has caramel, which is literally sugar.
I'm trying to eat as much sugar as possible.
Ice cream. Welcome to Star Wars.
With Daddies.
We're Star Wars here.
With Daddies here too.
I'm
No.
this way.
Like, so yeah, to our 7 viewers, please tell us what we should be doing, what we should be going over.
Cock and balls. All right. And now I have ice cream. No, it's just a rosy spot for some reason. Okay. Let's get right into the news. All right. So do you know who Ryan Johnson is?
Is he that one director? Or,
Good one.
sorry, that one director that did the Bourne series that we were excited for Andor? Or,
No.
Who is he?
He's the guy who made the 8th movie, The Last Jedi.
Yep.
Probably the most divisive movie in all of Star Wars history. Right?
Yeah.
The only reason the Star Wars fandom is split is because of that movie. That guy.
That one guy.
He's supposed to have a trilogy, right? And so he had an interview because it's a 5-year anniversary. It's been 5 years, ladies and gentlemen, since The Last Jedi came out. But I guess we've never really talked about it. What do you think about the idea of him getting his own trilogy to do?
I personally do not understand why they're considering this, because that is the most divided, as you said, the most divided movie.
It also did really well at the box office, though.
Oh, really?
Like 1.8 billion.
That's ridiculous. Okay.
Something like that. Some big number.
So what it probably is, why that episode did well, and I didn't do my research, so this is more my assumption, is ton of awesome visual effects in that movie.
They also had a really good campaign.
Campaign to play?
No, campaign of like trying to get this movie set up. Like, hey, come watch our movie. Like a bunch of trailers. I think they did it for like the halftime at Super Bowl, released this new Star Wars trilogy. Not Star Wars trilogy, the new Star Wars movie coming out Christmas, right? Or something like that.
Yeah.
Like they did a really good job trying to campaign it and get it ready, right?
Yeah.
Like a PR, essentially.
All the
tour.
diehard Star Wars fans have to watch it. Like, they don't have to, obviously, but...
And it wasn't like
You've done
7
it.
was a bad movie. In fact, 7 pretty much all it was doing was setting up the rest of the trilogy.
Exactly.
And that's all 7 really did. It left us on a bunch of cliffhangers like Luke, who's Rey, what about Kylo Ren, who's Snoke, right?
A million questions.
Like it left a bajillion, and that's why everyone was super hyped for 8. Me personally, I don't know. The more I hear about this guy talk, apparently he has said in the past, if I don't make a movie, I would rather make a movie that people either like 50-50. People hate it and people love it. That means people can't decide. Like it's not a like he wants to make a divisive. I can't say it. My lips are stumbling. He doesn't want a movie that everyone likes or everyone hates. He wants a movie that people love and hate.
That's, in my opinion.
In my opinion, that's baloney. And if you want like a movie, a standoff movie, I completely get that. A movie in a very however long now, it's been like 40, 50 years, and you want to make what?
You want to make a movie that some people like, some people hate? Because
in a series that everyone loves.
Yeah. Overall, you're going to get those people that are like, I don't like Star Wars just because they like Star Trek and they like competition. It's, if you make a movie that some people like and some people hate in the Star Wars community, it's not going to be a movie, most likely it's not going to be a movie that the majority of people dislike. It's going to be a movie, like, not that the basic fan dislikes. It's going to be a movie that the diehard fan dislikes, which is exactly what that trilogy did towards the end. Because I could see someone who go diehard into Star Wars, just watched Episode 9, that's a good movie right there, right? Every diehard fan, pretty much that I've ever met, hates that movie just because they bring back Palpatine, right?
That's the last movie.
That's the last movie, exactly.
They hate it because what they did to Luke.
But
how they killed Luke off, how they made Luke a super, almost like an antagonist. Like, antagonist is the bad guy, right?
Antagonist is the bad guy,
Yeah, almost like an antagonist for like most of the movie where like he doesn't want to train Rey. He's a grumpy old man. That's not who Luke is. And I completely agree. Out of all of the sequels, like we'll just talk about the sequels, right? This is Star Wars with Daddies. We're here to ramble. The sequels I think are like visually like my favorite, right? I'd say it probably go like I think visually I love all the Star Wars equally, right? I really do love that about all of them. Like you can tell they're their own generation, but for each generation they blow it out of the park. Each generation you can tell, wow, this is what fire started everything, right? The first three, there were no special effects in the 70s.
It looked like a potato. But
there weren't. George Lucas had to create a special effects. Common Sam L. There were no special effects in the 70s. George Lucas had to create. Go watch the documentary on Disney Plus. It talks about how George Lucas created special effects company. I think it's called Special Effects. Special FX. Yeah, something like that. What's the other one? The prequels? I mean, you watch those today and they look like they're from like today. They look like a new generation of movies. They don't look like they're from 1999.
Especially the backgrounds. Like you see going into Utapau, it's not like, oh yeah, we had the small scenes, we had to cut it to just this part of the place. No, you see Coruscant, you see Utapau, you see Mustafar, these beautiful places, and it's not that they just got the background. The lightsaber combat they have, the Yoda flying around, it's the implemented CGI in my opinion. That's the favorite way I've done it, because like the new Avatar movie, not the new one, but that Avatar movie, The Blue People, I'm not a huge fan of some of that CGI at some point. I could care less in retrospect to the whole movie, but I think that's like the best application of CGI and still having some of the puppets for some parts of it all together.
To the comments, John, yes, the Disney Plus is woke, but that doesn't mean you can't have good content made by different brands, right? It's a problem when they are like, that's when they're branding it, right? No one wants to watch Star Wars or Marvel to be told be gay or some shit like that. They want to watch it because they want to see some cool effects, because they want to see some, somebody get smashed up, right? That's why I love sports. I mean, except for like nowadays sports or basketball even and football. Like UFC, everyone is just their own self, right? Everyone has their own story. There's no one story being pushed on you.
I mean, you're 100% right, but like let's take the Obi-Wan Kenobi series for example, right? This is the only thing I really dislike about the woke being like pushed in it. This is what they're doing. What they could be doing is implement it into the movies, and it's like, that's your own movie. Agree with it, disagree with it. It's just a controversial topic no matter what. What they did with Obi-Wan Kenobi is they made a black character, female, right, antagonist. No one cares, right? Great, awesome. No, I honestly, in the Star Wars universe, I've never seen a single person have a problem with Mace Windu, right? He's a black character. Reva, they've had a problem with her, not because she's a black female character, because they just didn't like the character. But then all the Disney executives, everyone, the news is pushing, people don't like Reva because she's a black female. That's just straight up not true. People didn't like her because she was a controversial character in general. I mean, you're 100% that Disney Plus is woke. That is correct. But like you can still enjoy the content.
For instance, She-Hulk, right? At one point, Hulk is training She-Hulk, and he's telling her how she needs to have patience, right? And I just saw this on TikTok, so maybe I'm pulling this out of context, but this is what I saw. Or not TikTok, whatever I watched. I don't have TikTok.
YouTube Shorts?
Yeah, something like that, probably. And she goes on this tangent about how she has to be patient, right? Because she has to deal with men and toxic masculinity, right? That's kind of an agenda being pushed on you, right? Obviously, that's that, right? People don't watch that, though, and the numbers show, right? Look at the new Game of Thrones. You know what the new Game of Thrones is doing per show?
What?
10 million per show, per episode. You know the best thing Disney Plus has put out was Kenobi and Loki, right? And they got, I think, the whatever the beginning episode,
Premiere.
the premiere of Kenobi did like 2.3, and that was their best thing so far in the last however long Disney Plus has been at, like 5 years now almost.
Yeah.
Right. Game of Thrones, whatever the knockoff show is, I think it's called something Dragons, House of Dragons, or something like that. It's out and it does 10 million per episode. Right. So it's you can tell, right, the woke agenda that's being pushed. I mean, I try to stay out of politics. I used to be into politics, but it's all like each side's toxic, right?
Especially in the Star Wars context, we want good content. If you want to, I can honestly see some movies having some conservative bits. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen The Boys, the TV show or whatever. I haven't seen it, but I liked a lot of what I've seen from it because it makes fun of both sides. I
like, what's it called? Stranger Things. I really don't see any political agenda pushed in there, right?
There's a couple gay.
There's a gay person in there, but you see that everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
I might not agree with that. I might not agree with something in a different show, but it's not being pushed onto you, right?
Yeah.
They just sprinkle it here and there, and that's not the main plot. They're not trying to push that upon you. The show slaps because it slaps. It has nothing to do with an agenda, right? Yeah. So I definitely agree there's an agenda being pushed with Disney Plus on some aspects, but
they can still make good content.
I think they're also pulled out of context. Like Athen gave the example of Reva from the new Kenobi series, or not really new anymore, but people didn't like her character because she sucked. She was whiny and she was bitchy the whole time, right? Had nothing to do with her gender, had nothing to do with her race. It just happened to do that she wasn't, like, her character, whoever wrote it, just didn't do a very well job, right? You can't sprinkle a new character into a 6-part episode with characters that are legacy characters, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. That's not good character writing. It's not good. You can't make a good character arc in that time, especially if you're trying to focus on different characters who you're trying to build their character arc, right? You just can't give a good writing, and they didn't. Right? There was potential, but they didn't fulfill that potential.
Wasn't after I saw the last episode, I don't think it was a miserable character, but I definitely think it was a miss.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely a miss.
They had opportunity to make it a better character, and
look at Fennec Shan, Asian and female. I think she's a badass character.
She is a lot of people's favorite. I'm sorry, but Mandalorian season 2 is a lot of people's. That's one of the ones that really did well of Disney Plus, and I don't remember hardly any political agenda being pushed. I could be missing something.
Look at Boba Fett, right? No one complains about Fennec Shand. Like, that's no one's complaint. That's not my complaint. We call him Beta Fett because he's Beta Fett, but the whole time everyone's like, "Yeah, Fennec Shand's there," and no one says anything about it because she's not a bad character.
Yeah,
I don't know. I forgot we were talking about the sequels. Oh yeah. Anyways, what would you think about Rian Johnson getting his own? I don't know if it'd be a trilogy, like an episodic trilogy, or it'd be like, just a standoff trilogy, like something like Rogue One, where it's just in the middle or afterwards or before. What would you think about that?
If I'm just to purely base it off of episode 8 and episode 8 only, I dislike it. But I also stand to, okay, he made a mistake. He can get back from it. I really do hate the idea that he wants a movie that people can't tell if they like or dislike. That's stupid to me. Can you imagine? I just can't fathom the idea. I want to make a show. I want to make a movie that box office is pretty high because obviously that's Disney's intention, but people can't tell if they like it afterwards. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Like that was Star Wars Episode 9, right? Some people loved it. Some people hated it. The people that loved it were typically the people that only watched the sequels. The people that loved it were not the diehard fans. So regardless of whether you like this director or not, more likely than not, he's going to make something that the diehard fans aren't going to like, because I just can't see him making a 3-episode series and go like, you know what? I'm going to make it something the diehard fans love, but the main people don't. Like, because the diehard fans are the ones that are going to watch the series no matter what.
Yeah.
You're not going to, because if he makes episode, I'm just running off of numbers, right? Running off my head. If he makes episode 10 and regular people don't enjoy it, but diehard fans love it, not very many people are going to watch episode 11. And if he does the same thing at 11, 12 is not going to do very well. I personally think that there is potential to make an amazing movie, amazing plot, amazing visual effects. Like, the only problem many people had with the sequels is the plot. You change the plot. You write this. This is his opportunity to make an amazing series. Episode 9, oh my gosh, seeing the entire Resistance come together that was amazing visual effects. Didn't make a ton of sense, but it was amazing visual effects. It wasn't too bad, but I don't know. I just hate the idea of purposely making something that's 50-50 because, well, if he isn't perfectly precise, then it's going to be something that's amazing or it's going to be something that sucks. And if he does what he is intending to do, it's going to be bad quality and probably most diehard fans' opinions. It just...
Speaking of...
I just like it.
I don't know if you want a big tangent. I can't remember it. I was gonna connect something you said. So the new Andor show is supposed to come out. And then obviously, I think pretty much every director, every writer is asked before the series comes out by the interviewer, what should fans do to prepare for this show? Like, what should they watch? What should they read? Right? Because a lot of times, like, I'm sure, I don't know if he did, but Taika Waititi should have told fans, hey, before you come, or not, I guess not that one. Who did Doctor Strange? Who did that Stranger Thing? Doctor Strange.
I don't know. I'll look at the director.
Whoever did the Doctor Strange should have told everybody, and everyone should have known, hey, make sure you watch WandaVision, right? Because that had a heavy influence on that movie, right? So it was like, every interviewer, every director, every writer gets asked that by the interview. What's it called? I'm trying to think. I gotta find his name real quick. Tony Gilroy was asked, what should what should fans, what should viewers do to prepare to get ready to watch this? And he told them nothing. He said, you don't have to watch anything. There's so many different factions in Star Wars that you're not going to have to watch anything to prepare for this, right? Because technically Rogue One is after this, right? So you don't have to watch Rogue One. You can if you want to know a little bit more about Andor, but you don't have to watch anything. But then he also goes on to say this is going to be something a little bit different. This is going to be more adultish, right? Like more serious. And so for like the first half of it, I'm like, oh, that's cool. We don't have to. I like the idea of having something completely new, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're not going to get a lot of cameos, right? That's kind of been the formula for the last couple Star Wars shows. It's like, oh, cameos, right? Get Luke in there, get Grogu, get Mandalorian, get Boba Fett, get Cad Bane, right? And it can only work to an extent. You need good writing.
Like Cad Bane, I think that was a great execution right there, but
it was fine, but the rest of the show couldn't hold up for that's a cool cameo, and his story was fine, but the show isn't going to be elevated just because of that one part.
I can't make it the main focus. Like, if you see that the one episode that Cad Bane was in has a lot more views than the rest of them, that's kind of sad. That means that you have one cameo, and that's the best part of your show. And I don't know if that's true or not, but like, they have a ton of potential with Andor. I would love to.
Well, that's what I was going to get to. Is like,
sorry,
I want them to, like, and I'm not one time. I'm assuming that's what they're going to be doing. It's going to be a lot about the writing, right? A lot about the acting. I'm assuming it's going to be like a spy show almost, right? Because if you look at all the projects Tony Gilroy has done, The Bourne, obviously it's like a spy series. A lot of action, a lot of spy. Rogue One, you can say it was kind of like a spy. Like they're undercover trying to get into, the Imperial base to get the Death Star plans. They're trying to find Jen Erso's dad, right? Like, it's kind of a spy movie, and it's awesome for it, right? And when it's not a spy movie, it's a lot of action. Like, it's awesome, right? Everything about that movie is just really cool and well done. And so the fact that he just said, like, hey, this is going to be not really about cameos. You don't have to know about Star Wars to get into the show. Means I believe the writing on this show is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Right? Which I'm super pumped for because I'm ready for some good writing and some good. I know writing kind of a broad term when people talk about shows and movies. I'm ready for some good story arc. I'm ready for some good character building, right? That doesn't just get ruined at the end of the show or the beginning of the show, right? Because that's what happens, right?
And Andor is the perfect one to do it for, I think, just because it's right before Rogue One, so there's not really a lot of characters, like you said earlier, in Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan and Vader are not going to get killed. Obi-Wan is not going to get heavily injured. Like, these are things we already know. Yeah. Andor, we got like 2 or 3 characters that we know aren't going to die, and that's about it. You can add a ton more.
And we know for sure we're getting a second season, right? It's got me very hyped. But the second part where he mentions like this is going to be more adultish, it's going to be a little bit different. Okay, I like the statement saying it's going to be different. Good. I mean, every director says that this is going to be something you've never seen before, so that doesn't mean very much to me. But the statement saying it's going to be more adultish, more serious, I don't like that because that's not what Star Wars is.
Never been it.
George Lucas has always said it's for the younger crowd, not necessarily for toddlers, right? Because
They
I
won't
mean, look at
understand
Luke
it.
gets his hand cut off. Vader gets his hand cut off. I don't think Lucas made that far, but it is for the younger kids, right?
Mhm.
For teenagers, tweens, right? It always has been. That's why Yoda has a funny voice, right? It's because he knew that would be funny for kids. That's why he made Ewoks. He made Ewoks for two reasons. A, because it was perfect for merchandising, but B, it's because it was fun. It's cuddly for the little kids, right?
Yeah.
Not that it's not for adults. It's always
It's a
obviously been
beautiful
for
middle
adults,
ground.
but it's not just for adults. That's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I like the idea of him saying, I'm going to be doing something super different. Rogue One's an adultish movie, in my opinion, right? It's like super serious. Revenge of the Sith is more serious than any of those movies I could think of, right?
You can still show that to a 10-year-old
Kids being
and they'd love it.
slaughtered, Anakin having all of his limbs cut off and then burned alive, him choking his pregnant wife. That's really not that childish if you think about it. You have to think really hard, I'm sure, but it's not that childish, right? So I don't know. I was like, maybe he needs to pump the brakes a little bit, but everything else I said though, I stand with. Like I am still excited for this. I'm excited for good writing. Maybe he's just trying to talk it up, which probably is. Every director, every writer tries to talk his show up before they release it, right? This is something we've never done before. Well, okay, sure, but that's the smart thing. It's a good PR, right? Trying to get your show pumped up, right? Everyone's
Mhm.
ready. Especially since it was delayed 3 weeks, you probably need to start pumping more energy, more PR into it because you had it delayed 3 weeks. So
I am curious what the 3-episode premiere is going to do, though. If it's going to
I think it's supposed to be like Mando, like 30 to 45 minutes long. So I'm assuming the first 3 are shorter, like 30 minutes.
yeah,
And that means it's going to be like
2 hours or less.
which I think is good because like you can't if it's gonna have a lot of good story, which is kind of what it seems like. It's not about action really; it's about story building. Then you kind of want, if you only have 30-minute episodes, you want to have at least 1 or 2 or 3 premiered, right? That way you can I get what's happening now.
Because you're not going to get hooked in one episode typically.
Not really. That's always like, and everyone when anybody recommends a show, they're like the first season sucks or the first episode sucked. Yeah,
Just get past that.
Right.
Almost always.
That's what it is. I mean, not always, but a lot of the time, right?
Mhm.
This is kind of probably trying to help that, right?
Mhm.
It's dropping 3 at once. I mean, I get that. That makes sense.
Stranger Things, great series, right? Recommended it by many, many people. I liked season 1, but everyone was all like, just get past season 1.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that season 1 sucked.
Season
it's just
wasn't
it kept-
bad at any
It just
means.
got better and better and better. That's how
Mhm.
every show is. And I'm sure Andor will be awesome. I mean, like I've said, I've kept saying it. I'm expecting it to be great. But
I'm hyped up for it. I'm kind of confused why they're doing 2 different directors, but I am hyped up for it.
yeah. And there's really nothing else. What's it called? It's a convention. Marvel and Star Wars have a panel together. You know what I'm talking about? It's a convention.
No.
D4. That's definitely not it. And 1 second there, folks.
D23?
D23, yeah, that's it. So D23, when is? I believe it's coming up September 9th. So I think that's next week's Sunday. Yeah.
Next Sunday. And it's a multiple day thing. No, it's not. Sorry.
Yeah, D23. So that's the Disney. So I'm pretty sure 23 is 23 years or something like that.
In California.
Yeah, something like that. It's a convention. Anyway, so D23 is in the week. Star Wars and Marvel have a panel together, which I think is weird. I don't really like that because I have a feeling Marvel is just going to overshadow Star Wars, but whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to be paying attention to Star Wars. I'm not going to be paying attention to Marvel. But with that being said, I'm hoping we get some trailers out of there. We are supposed to get, but the day before that, Obi-Wan and Jedi's Return is supposed to be like every series they do, Disney Plus does. They do a documentary about that, like behind the scenes, why they did this, why they did that. So we have that one for Kenobi coming out on September 8th. Probably not even gonna watch it, to be honest. I don't know. And Kenobi is like a miss for me. Not a miss. It's just like an right? Like there's some really cool parts in it, but like overall, it didn't add anything.
Yeah. When you watch the whole series of Star Wars, and then when you watch it without the Kenobi series, what exactly are you missing? You get a little bit of character arc to see where Obi-Wan was for the 30 minutes he's shown in episode 4 and 5, but that's it.
Yeah. No. You're right.
It's not bad, but if I were to say it's amazing or bad, like one or the other, I would say it's bad just because of bad execution. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd put it at 6.5 or 7. I don't know what I said before. Probably said higher because I just finished watching the last episode, which was beautiful effects, but
yeah. Well, anyway, that's coming out. Hopefully, we can see a Mando trailer by then. Hopefully, all the trailers that we didn't get at the Star Wars Celebration convention, because there were some shown there exclusively, right? Hopefully, the ones that the public didn't get to see, we get to see on September 9th, because that would be nice, right?
Yeah.
Mando's in February, which sounds far, but it's really not. It's only like 6 months, I think. At the very least, I think we're going to get Jedi Tales trailer, right? But I do hope we can get some announcements and maybe some trailers.
Yeah. It always sucks to see those, and then you see, like, I think the last convention we had for Star Wars, we got like 19 things for Marvel, 3 new trailers, this, that.
Besides Star Wars Celebration. Star Wars Celebration did really well. Star Wars Celebration did awesome, right? But last year, Star Wars dropped the bag. I think they didn't announce anything. I don't remember last year. I think they did pretty bad for Disney Plus Day. For Star Wars Celebration, they didn't really announce much. It was a bad year for Star Wars last year, in my opinion.
Hopes are high, though.
This year, it's already been better, right? I mean, we've at least gotten Boba Fett and we've at least gotten Kenobi.
We have content. Whether you like it or not, it's your own decision. But
yeah, exactly. Whether you like it or not, that's your decision. But we've gotten content, which is way better than last year, right? And we're getting more. We're getting 2 more shows, right? 28th, 21st, we're getting Andor and Bad Batch, right? I think it's March, we're getting the new Jedi Fallen Order game. February, we're getting Mandalorian. And I believe sometime at the end of this year, we're also getting Jedi Tales, right? So, like, we're getting more than we got way last year. And then next year, we have more to look forward. We've had confirmed dates, and we can already tell, like, Acolyte, they're already starting to record, right? That's awesome. We've been hearing about Acolyte for a couple of years now. Anyways, I'm excited for D23 because Star Wars Celebration, they did pretty good. I remember that, like, that whole weekend, I was like, day after day, I was seeing new trailers, I was seeing new announcements, and I was like, holy hell, I have a bunch of content to make because Star Wars is doing their job. And I hope they do it again. That's all I'm saying.
That's one of those things that could be a hit or miss, and there's zero way to call it. Andor, maybe we'll be able to see it's pretty freaking awesome because of the director, but this, it's like flip of a coin.
Yeah, for real. Anything else, Afton?
That's it for me.
All right. Same time every week, folks. Thursday, 7:15 p.m. I think we're like 2 minutes late today.
We're going to try and keep that up.
Yeah. But yeah, 7:15 Thursdays, we just chill and talk Star Wars. If you have any questions in the comments, we always cover the comments. It's not like these streams are super popular, but we have gotten comments and stuff to talk about. So if you want to have, questions you want answered right on the spot, or, for other people to hear, come join the stream. We'll answer them.
You just have a Star Wars question that you're like, you don't even know. Yeah.
Last week
chicken sandwich tier list. Like
we did a Pokemon video, right? If you guys want to see, we can do Pokemon opening packs, right? Like I just got some of the Pokemon things, right? I'll spend money. My wife might not be happy, but I'll spend lots of money on things like that.
Especially when Star Wars is slow. When Star Wars is popping off 2 episodes a week, like I think it will be this coming month.
Yeah. I mean we've got a month, 21st, so 3 weeks, right? Today's the 1st.
Yep.
We've got 3 weeks. Star Wars is probably going to be pretty slow. I'm not going to say nothing's gonna come out, but I'm gonna assume it's gonna be slow for the meantime until then.
For the most part, yeah. But yeah, we'll see a lot. The Jedi release is on the September 8th, so not next Star Wars with Daddies, but the one after that will be the D23 or whatever it's called.
I don't think by the time our next stream comes up, D23 will be the day
it's gonna
after.
It's the one after that. The other Star Wars with Daddies will be the one after that where we'll go over it unless something big happens. Something big happens, we'll cover in a
The
video.
next coming Star Wars with Daddies will be the day before.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, but you know, the Kenobi thing will have dropped, and who knows? Star Wars isn't. It's not like they're completely pissing the bed. They do release things here and there. I mean, I know last week the hottest topic was Leia's new wedding dress in the new Leia and Han Solo book where she got married to Han. That was the hottest topic. So it's not like they're not completely active, but they're also not completely dead. It's just a hit and miss for most weeks until they start, pumping out
Once
content.
we have 2 episodes a week, we're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about.
We will. And I want to. That's another thing. I want to know you guys' opinion on this. What we want to do is try to do breakdown / reviews and like quick videos, right? And then we'll do more on these streams, right? We'll take notes and then we can get a complete breakdown on the stream, but they don't do very well for the views. So we're doing like 3 to 5 minute review / breakdowns for the episodes on the YouTube channel. But for streaming, we're just going to do the full breakdown of the stream.
That way, if you forget to watch the episode and your homies question you about it, you get the pretty much answer key in 3-5 minutes.
Yeah. And if you guys don't want that, let us know in the comments. We're here to make content for everybody, not just for us or not just for you, but just for everyone's enjoyment.
Yeah.
So we can all enjoy it together. So let us know. All right. Anything else, Afton?
That's it for me.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.